Cub Scout leaders, welcome back. School break is over. Time to dive back in. Yeah. I actually had 2 weeks there when there was not a single day that I put on a uniform. I didn't know what to do myself. My wife didn't know what to do with me either. She's like, don't you have a meeting every night? Don't you have a meeting? I think I should have a meeting. I don't have a meeting. Well, guess what? That time is over. It's back to having meetings. So, thank you all for coming out so much. Brand new year, kids are back. The holiday season is over. So it's time to start focusing on additional things. We've got blue and golds coming up. We've got Pinewood Derbies coming up. Hopefully you guys have got a spring camping trip, at least the beginning of a thought to do one. Maybe a service project. You know, obviously, maybe even a spring joint scouting night. And then finally, hopefully you guys are starting to plan a little bit for your summertime events, because it's never too early to start planning, since Cub Scouts is a year-round program. Make it easy. Choose nice, fun things that are already made for you, and just show up. Those are really nice. So, January Roundtable, talking about February's theme, resourcefulness. So, everything we find can be made into something. Even the skills and character we may start out with. That's for ourselves, our parents, and our boys. Making it better while doing your best the Cub Scout way.
Let your imagination release your imprisoned possibilities. That is one of the things that we have to be sure that we don't stifle the imagination of our boys. The imagination of a boy, they'll come up with something that you never even thought of. And you may even say, oh, that's not going to work. But then it does. And you're like, oh, cool. You learned something too. I'm not exactly sure who Robert H. Schuller is, but
that sounds pretty cool. I like it.
Then the Scoutmaster initiates the ambition of the boy, leaving him free to gain his objective in his own way. That's Lord Baden-Powell. Basically the same
thing.
Same message.
Let the boys have the opportunity to try things, to be resourceful. Give them some raw material and see what happens. Give them some general direction and see what happens. Keep them safe to see what happens. We started doing this maybe 3 months ago, and I like keeping it up there so that we keep the vision in front of us about Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts of America is to prepare every eligible youth. Basically, we want to be guided by the Scout of the law, everything we do. And then the aims: character development, citizenship training, personal fitness. Important. Very important. So, who here tonight, this is your first time at Roundtable? Raise your hand. 1. I would have guessed that. 2. Anybody else? Just 2? 3. Anybody else? Come on up. Come on up. First of all, thank you so much for coming. That we, you know, it's so easy to think, oh, it's just one more meeting. I don't have time for another meeting. And this one's one I haven't been to, and it's just another meeting. Thank you so much for coming. So we're going to start off easy. We're going to ease right into it. We're going to start off with just your name, what unit, and what position you have been convinced, conned, tricked, or have chosen to volunteer for.
1576 Devido.
And your name?
Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
My name is Dan Martin. I'm with 1483 Broadlands, and I am a Tiger Cub fan.
Ooh, Tiger. Ooh, scared.
I'm Shireen Quentin. I'm from Type 58. I'm a den leader, and we're based in Ashburn.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, normally that would not be all, and tonight's no exception. It's not all. So what are we going to do tonight? Tell them what they want. Well, for being new to Roundtable, they get the following.
You get to be part of the audience participation story.
Ooh.
However, we need 3 more volunteers to make this work.
Ooh! Those 3 guys in the back row! I told you I was looking for a volunteer opportunity to bring you guys up. They were the first ones here and sat in the very back row. There weren't anybody else in the whole place. And I'm like, seriously? I'm going to get you. Come on down. Not to mention, these guys are great guys. Thanks so much. Okay, Sam, what are they doing?
All right. So, I'm going to read a story. And every time I say a certain word, one of you will have something to respond with. And actually, everyone sitting here has a response that they have to give as well.
Okay.
Because everybody are going to be the Boy Scouts of America. But we are going to start. You, sir, will be our scout. Whenever I say the word scout, except in Boy Scouts of America, you'll say, do a good turn daily.
Good turn day.
You can be Robert Baden-Powell. Scouting is a game with a purpose. Okay. Ernest Thomas Seton. I have an idea.
I have an idea.
Okay. Daniel Carter Beard. Uncle Dan.
Uncle Dan.
William D. Boyce. I'm lost.
I'm lost.
And James E. West. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So. Yeah, that wasn't good. Okay, in 1909, Chicago publisher William D. Boyce
I'm lost.
lost his way in a dense London fog. A young scout
Do a good turn daily.
came to his aid, guiding him through the... Oh, I forgot to tell you. Whenever I say Boy Scouts of America, everyone yells hip hip hooray.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. Guiding him through the fog. William D. Boyce
I'm lost.
tried to give him a tip, but the scout
Do a good turn daily.
explained that he could not take a tip for doing a good turn. William D. Boyce
I'm lost.
was inspired by the actions of the scout,
Do a good turn daily.
and he met with Robert Baden-Powell.
Scouting is a game with purpose.
But the story doesn't end there. Many others helped make scouting what it is today. Ernest Thomas Seton
I have an idea.
was fascinated with the wilderness and established a youth organization he called the Woodcraft Indians. Because of his background in outdoor skills and interest in youth, Ernest Thomas Seton
I have an idea.
became an important part of scouting. His enthusiasm and intelligence turned the idea into reality. Ernest Thomas Seton
I have an idea.
was the first chief scout
Do a good turn daily.
of the Boy Scouts of America
Hip, hip, hooray!
in 1910. Then there was Daniel Carter Beard.
Uncle Dan.
He too loved the outdoors and merged his own boys organization, the Sons of Daniel Boone, with the Boy Scouts of America when it was formed. Daniel Carter Beard
Uncle Dan.
helped design the original Scout
Do a good turn daily.
uniform and introduced the elements of the first-class Scout
Do a good turn daily.
badge. Daniel Carter Beard
Uncle Dan.
is remembered as a colorful figure dressed in buckskin who helped form scouting in the United States. James E. West
Thank you.
was a very special
Thank you.
in the scouting movement. He was an orphan and physically handicapped and full of determination. That determination helped build scouting to be what it is today. James E. West
Thank you.
was appointed the first chief scout
Do a good turn daily.
executive of the Boy Scouts of America and held that position for 34 years.
Long time.
Yeah. James E. West
Thank you.
is known as the true architect of the BSA.
Yay! It was an abbreviation.
There you have it. 5 courageous men. Robert Baden-Powell,
Scouting is a game with purpose.
William D. Boyce,
I'm lost.
Ernest Thomas Seton,
I have an idea.
Daniel Carter Beard,
Uncle Dan.
and James E. West.
Thank you.
It began with a scout
Do a good turn daily.
helping another person find his way. It began with 5 men of intelligence and a love of the outdoors and youth. They had an idea, determination, and enthusiasm. They used all of these things to turn their idea into reality that we call the Boy Scouts of America.
Hooray! Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Now, that story works with adults, right? Right. It works with adults because we followed the story a little bit. There's actually an underlying history that some of us know some of the bits and pieces and the parts. Those of us who've been around scouting training for very long have heard every single one of those names at least once. Now, if I brought this to a Cub Scout pack and we did this, how's that going to work? The word you're looking for is poorly. Why? Because it's beyond what they're thinking about or what they care about at that moment. Now, if we had told a story about a fire truck, a policeman, and something going on, and they were making fire noises and siren noises, and running, a criminal going, stop thief, that kind of thing, they'd be all over. Don't forget, your openings need to match the age group of your group. I can't tell you how many times before I started realizing this fact that all of a sudden there would be a reading part for one of my scouts, and it was the most painful reading ever. It's not fun for anybody. Make it fun, make it quick, let them have fun, and be involved. So, we are going to do the Cub Scout promise and the Cub Scout and the law of the pack. Once again, as a reminder, the Cub Scout sign is 2 fingers all the way up. It's not here. It's not over here like my other boys do. It's like wrong hand and what are you doing? Or this, or it's 2 fingers all the way up. So, if I may ask, if everyone will please stand and join me in the Cub Scout promise. I promise to do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to help other people, and to obey the law of the pack. Law of the pack? The Cub Scout follows the Kale. The Cub Scout helps the pack go. The pack helps the Cub Scout grow. The Cub Scout gives goodwill. 2. You may be seated. Thank you. As I reminded every single round table, it's okay to have the words. It's okay to have them on a poster. It's okay to have them on the wall. It's okay to be a handoff. It doesn't mean that the boys are not doing what they should be doing. I know Bobcat says they should be knowing the Cub Scout promise and the law of the pack. But let's face it, we want them to believe in the words and understand they're given an oath when they say it, not whether or not they've memorized it or not. Memorization will come, so help them out. Have your parents repeat this as well. They're definitely not going to have it memorized, so have it where they can see it.